Hi, I'm Brian London, and I am here with Jim Peterson of Valor Metals. Is it Valor Metals or Resources?
It's Metals Corp, Brian.
Metals Corp. Valor Metals Corp is
Yeah.
symbol is VO on the venture. Valor has a wonderful place in the Gold Newsletter portfolio because it's one of our relatively few PGM plays, and it's an outstanding PGM play, platinum, palladium, plus some gold and some rhodium, because it has a world-class resource, conservatively estimated already, and it has some extraordinary drill targets. And the good news for investors and shareholders right now is that they're about to start drilling if they haven't started already. And they have, again, some extraordinary targets, each of which extends for over a kilometer in length or about a kilometer in length. So before I steal all of the thunder, Jim, can you give us an update on what's going on with Valor Resources, Valor Metals Corp? Rather.
Yes. Well, Brian, you've said so much. Do you want to, let me see if I can share the screen, and great.
There's a drill. Look at that.
Fabulous. We actually started on July 9th, just to add a little color to what you were saying. And yesterday we did put out kind of an update summary of all the things that we've been doing since the beginning of the year. The thing that we wanted to highlight first and foremost was that we are drilling. That drill program is underway. We actually quoted that there are samples from at least 5 holes that have been sent off to the lab for assay. And we've done some drilling. I'll just step to this next slide here. I'm not sure if the audience can see. Can you see my cursor down here?
Yeah, I can.
So in the bottom portion of the Pedra Branca PGE project, which is in northeastern Brazil, this is the Trapia target. And just to give context to people, the red outline is the outline of the property. It extends from the southwest corner here to the northeast corner. It's about a little over 50 kilometers in strike. So it's a big district play. There's mineralization from the top here. Santo Amaro forms part of our 43101 resource that you were talking about. We've written it down here for you, Brian, that people can see. Over 1 million ounces at 1.22 PGE. 2PGE just means palladium and platinum combined. So there's resources here in the north, here in the central area, and in the south. We are fully funded for phase 1 drilling. We've started that. As I said, the samples are off to the lab right now for assay, and we're moving along methodically. All the yellow dots here represent the phase 1 targets, and then the blue dots represent phase 2 targets. And in each case, phase 1 and phase 2, they're roughly 3,000 meters each. In each case, we've got similar target types. So building on resources, so that's what we call resource expansion. So we're drilling these areas and trying to pull the resource out by drilling the extremities of the resource. New discoveries. Target advancement is a fancy name for things that have already been drilled before. They just don't have the density to put them in a resource category. So we'll be drilling those. So really, it's just a spectacular exploration project, which we really like. And your point on, you were obviously priming the pump there, talking about M&A activity in the future. But the reality is there really are limited places in the world that don't have significant jurisdictional risk in terms of primary PGE production. So about 80% of the world's production comes from countries like South Africa and Russia and Zimbabwe, 84%. So I would consider those fairly risky jurisdictions, and northeastern Brazil is not. And it's a mining-friendly country, and so we have a big exploration play here. This is exactly the type of project that Valor and Discovery Group type project. We love adding value through the drill bit and exploration, and this thing is right up our alley.
Yeah, so many different aspects of this story that I love so much. I bought stock in the market, have been buying stock in the market, and one of the reasons is it's a Discovery Group story, which has had an incredible record of success. Some of the biggest successes in recent mining history have come out of that group. And this is the next one. It's still early stage. I love the PGM story because a lot of people are looking at electric vehicles saying PGMs are mostly used in internal combustion engines, et cetera. What they don't realize is that demand, that internal combustion engine demand, is still growing. and yet PGMs are coming under supply constraints right now.
Mhm.
So the big producers are very bullish on the price. The price has been rising, and they're desperate for new resources. So this is a play that I see over the next couple of years. You're going to be able to develop this thing and sell it. I would think that's my hope as a shareholder, at a considerably higher price than where you're trading today.
That's the game that we try to play. And as you said, we've done it a few times successfully over the last couple of decades. But really, that's where we feel we can add value. We've got great technical teams that have a lot of credibility in the marketplace for
Mm-hmm.
exploration and discovery, and they're completely focused on advancing this project. We've got a spectacular Canadian team and a very talented and growing Brazilian team as well now. So these guys are focused on discovery, and that's how we see that. That's how we've added value over the last few years. Is it's discovery, it's advancing projects to a point where you've added so much value that you're attractive to a major mining company.
And with news on the way, I think it's important to note that you already have over 1 million ounces, really a world-class PGM resource already. But you're drilling now targets that have been drilled before by previous operators. And in fact, those previous operators included a lot more resource from those targets. And when you came in and took over the project, you were much more conservative. Valour was, your whole management group, and wanted to bring that resource to Discovery Group standards. So you're very conservative with it. So it's a rock solid resource now at 1 million ounces, but there is the very obvious pathway to significantly increase that by increasing drill density and expanding known targets, successful prior drilling. Plus, as I had alluded to earlier, some extraordinary new targets, undrilled targets that you develop through really, I guess, cutting edge geophysical targeting.
Yeah, I think that the geophysics really wasn't. We didn't have to improve on the actual survey because it was done. It was very high quality. It was actually
Mhm.
the processing of it that's given us the advantage and has enabled us to see in the third dimension, really target this thing. So it's the more recent processing of very high quality data that's been flown by Anglo, and there was a whole bunch of geophysical data that was property wide that had been underutilized, and we utilized it. Secondly, we were the real cutting edge stuff, innovation stuff is the spectral imaging, which is effectively the highest resolution commercially available satellite imagery, which can actually determine vegetation types from space and see barbed wire from space and determine rock type from space, which is what we're most interested in. So property wide, we've run those studies and we've identified some spectacular exploration targets. And one of those that you were mentioning before is called Mendez North. And that, in combination with the geophysical survey and the processing data, these sort of compiled targets have led us to do a soil sampling campaign. We found that they're actually mineralized, and they will then form part, hopefully, of our phase 2 drilling target, phase 2 drill program to test those targets in the next few months.
So putting it all together, a really high potential PGM play, exploration and development play, news coming up very shortly. And just as a parting comment, the share price now is the same as it was when platinum and palladium and gold were at much lower levels. So if you're looking for an opportunity in this rapidly developing, really soaring precious metals and junior mining market, something that has yet to really be discovered, has yet to really hit its stride, but is about to, then you need to look at Valour Metals. Jim, thanks a
I could
lot.
not have said it better. Thank you, Brian.
All righty. Take care. Thanks a lot.
Bye-bye.